Problem number 3 is an interest over the life of the loan problem. Now remember, I have often described this as being the most simple problem on the exam to miss. Because what happens is you got that fancy interest formula that we use on some other problems, but in this problem your interest formula will not help you. What you actually need is your P&I payment that you're going to make, and then you need the term of the loan that you're going to make that payment over, and then of course you need the starting balance. So let's go back and read this question and see where we start. Kathy purchased a home for $129,500 and makes a 10% down payment in order to obtain a 30-year loan at 8.5% interest. So what's the first trick in this problem? First thing is we need to figure out the loan amount, right? Oftentimes when we're doing these finance problems, clearly we want you to get to the loan amount before you get started. If it's a 10% down payment loan, do you understand that that's a 90% LTV loan? Is everybody with me on that? There's no reason you couldn't have said 10% and then subtracted it. I'm going to save a step by just simply saying 129.5 times 90%. Somebody help me with that number. Is it
116,550.
116,550. Does everybody come out with the same loan amount? 116,550. Amanda, check it real quickly. Just make sure I didn't write outside of the frame. Am I okay?
You're good.
Okay, so that is our loan amount. Boom. Great place to start. Now, as I continue to read through here, fortunately in this problem, look at what the next sentence says. If her monthly P&I payment is $826.27, what is the total interest she pays over the life of the loan? Okay, we have already solved P&I for you in this particular case. So we take the $826.27. Tell me how many times we're going to make that payment.
360.
Why 360?
It's 30 years.
30-year loans, and you make that a 30-year loan, and you make that payment, of course, 12 times a year. So 826.27 times 360 is how much? It's going to be a big number. Somebody help me with that.
297,457.
Jen, I'm going to step aside for just a second. Look at that number and make sure that that's what you said. 297,457 and 20 cents. Do I have a second on that?
No, you do.
Yes.
Oh, I'm just reading your answers.
Well, that's correct. Let me check.
That is correct.
That's correct.
So I have a second on that is correct. Now, Marlon, tell me this. That number right there is our total what?
Total payments over the life of the loan.
Our total P&I payments, right?
Yeah.
And this question is asking only for the total interest paid over the life of the loan. So does this make sense to you? If I give you P&I, and I didn't give it to you, you had to work to get it. Does it make sense if I will simply subtract the original loan amount, right? That 116,550. Then you're going to come up, somebody finish that problem off for me.
180,907.
180.
180,907.
907. Okay, there you go. Thank you. 907. And then clearly there might have been some change there as well. But notice how on the answers we often just simply put whole numbers for the answers, recognizing there might be a rounding issue. So 180,907 or 907.20 if you chose to go that far. That is the interest paid over the life of that loan. Now remember, every time we ask this question, it's going to be assumed that you made the payment over the full 30 years. You didn't pay it off early. This actually should correspond with your truth in lending concept, where the lender has to tell you how much your interest would be over the life of this loan. Okay?